chat at the end. So let's just take a little bit of time to just let go of our morning. I've already taught a class this morning. It feels like a busy Monday to start the week. So if you've had any busyness to your morning as well, just take some time to settle in on your mat and soften the shoulders a little, and maybe just give the head a little bit of a side to side, perhaps up and down movement to release any tension. I know you're on holidays now, so it must be nice to finally have a break, and letting the first few days of holidays can be a time to kind of let any residual stress just kind of drain out of your body. So perhaps you can use this class as a little bit of like a drainer, a stress drainer might be the right word. So let's just let go of anything that's happened before the class, but equally anything that we may be attached to that's going to happen after the class. So you may have plans for the afternoon or the evening. We'll just leave them to the side as well, so we can bring our full awareness to our practice for the next 60 minutes on the mat, within the four corners of the mat that we are on, and just take a little bit of time here to just notice our breaths, and take some just nice and easy, gentle breaths in and out through the nose, but just taking some time to become aware of how that breath makes us feel and where it goes in the body, and whether it is providing too much of a lift through the shoulders. See if you can direct it down deeper into the torso, so we're looking at more of an expansion, front, back and sides, rather than that lift up through the shoulders. And feeling that beautiful softness, that essence of softness as you release that breath. And maybe feeling like as you exhale today that you're exhaling any little pockets of stress or tension or tightness that you may be feeling. And to assist us in doing that, let's take a scan through the physical body to see where she or he, I don't know if there's any he's watching, but to see how our body is feeling on this Monday morning. So let yourself roll the shoulders a little. Perhaps you go back to moving your head gently up and down. I've got really tight shoulders today, but I think it's because yesterday I taught 3 back-to-back yoga classes at the Bay, and my shoulders and upper arms are a little tight. So it's interesting to see how things can affect us physically. 3 yoga classes in a day, if they're done at different times, is not so full on, but 3 hours of straight yoga is quite intense, I've come to realize. So it's nice just to kind of move a little here and see when you twist the body gently from side to side, that can sometimes give you an indication of what's happening through the hip flexors. Maybe you shift the weight a little from one side of the sit bones to the other, and that can sort of give you a segue into the lower body as well. And just if there's anything that's going on through your physical body, particularly if it's your first day of holidays and you're getting this chance to sit and soften and relax, lots of stuff can come up, just a lot of little residual stuff, and having that time and space to be still and to be quiet for the next coming couple of weeks that you've got if you're on school holidays, can be, or holidays from your job, can, you know, little things that we've not been able to properly deal with can start to bubble to the surface. So there might be some little niggles that are arising. So just be aware of those as we move and flow around the mat. And if you have any injuries that you're recovering from, you might just be starting to recover, or you might almost be there. Make sure that you have awareness around anything that is present in your physical body. Nothing we do is compulsory. It's all completely voluntary. So whether you're here live or on the replay, just making sure that, you know, if you need to, you sit back in child's pose, and you can stay there as long as you need to, go there as often as you like as well. So let's now bring awareness back to our breath, and we want to slow the breath down somewhat here and deepen it as well, but without forcing the breath. So as we take our next inhale, drawing the breath in through the nostrils, follow it down the back of the throat and bring it down through the lungs and all the way into the belly if we can. So we feel this expansion through the front, the back and the sides. And then letting that breath continue to rise up, expanding all the way into your chest. So we'll feel the rib cage expand to the edges of the skin and a little lift of the collarbones at the peak of that inhale. On the exhale, breath leaves top of the lungs, bottom of the lungs, the diaphragm muscle shifts up, and as that breath lastly leaves the belly, we feel that gentle drawing in of the navel in towards the spine. So a nice, slow, gentle breath in, that expansion, front, back and sides, all the way up to the top of the torso. And then that lovely softness as we exhale. So let's just take one more of these nice deep belly breaths, they're often called, or yogic breaths, or diaphragmatic breaths, before we start to move a little around the mat, and we'll start to get the spine nice and warm. So if you take your next inhalation, peel the eyes open, bring the hands towards the ceiling to meet in prayer, and we can exhale, guide the hands to the heart space. And let's do that again. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale to the heart. So one more time, inhale. This time bring the hands all the way down to your navel or solar plexus. Interlace the fingers here, and with your next inhalation, draw the hands towards the chin, lift the elbows nice and high, and then exhale round through your spine, chin to chest, navel to spine. Use your next inhalation to lift the arms towards the ceiling. And a nice slow release as we exhale, bringing the hands all the way behind, fingers interlaced here. Draw the hands towards the floor, lift a little up and away from the buttocks. Feel the shoulders draw back, send that gaze towards the ceiling with the breath in. And on the breath out, release the hands back to the heart. Keep the hands in prayer, inhale, send them towards the ceiling. Exhale, let's find cactus arms here. And then use your next inhale, just let your fingers touch. And on the exhale, the right hand can come down, left arm reaches for the right. Let's reach nice and tall with our next inhale, fingers touch. And exhale, we come over to the left side. And we'll go again. Inhale, reach nice and tall. Exhale to the right. And can we hold on this side? Soften that shoulder down away from the ear and soften somewhat through that elbow. And then use your breath. As you inhale, gently press the floor away. Lift a little through the torso and exhale. Go that a little bit deeper. And let's go again. Inhale, pressing the floor away. Exhale, we reach. One more time. Inhale and exhale. And then use your next inhale. Bring the hands to meet in prayer. And as you exhale, once again, guide the hands to the navel or solar plexus. Fingers interlaced here. We inhale, guide the hands towards the chin, lift the elbows nice and high, and exhale round through that spine. Inhale to lift the arms. And exhale, slowly bring those hands behind. Fingers interlaced here. We draw the hands towards the floor, lift up and away from the buttocks. Shoulders come back. Feel that broadening through the collarbone. And if your neck's okay, you might send your gaze towards the ceiling. Take a breath in. On that breath out, bring the hands back to the heart. Let's take a twist here. Keep the hands in prayer. Lift them towards the ceiling. On the inhale. On the exhale, let's twist to the left. Right hand finds the left knee or thigh. Left hand comes behind. Lifting and lengthening with your breath in. And then on the breath out, shoulder, rib cage, chest. Lastly, that head and neck turns to the back of the room. So each breath in is a lift and lengthening through the crown of the head. Each breath out, we work a little deeper into the twist. Shoulder, rib cage, chest. Lastly, that head and neck. One more breath. And then using your next inhale, guide the head and neck back to center. The rest of the body can follow. Hands meet in prayer. Exhale, bring your hands down to your heart space. Just take a breath here. And then use your next inhale, bring the hands to meet in prayer. Exhale, guide the hands to the heart. Keep the hands in prayer. Inhale, send them towards the ceiling. Exhale, find your cactus arms. And then with your next inhalation, just let your fingers touch. And we'll exhale, the left hand comes down, right arm reaches to the left. And then inhale, come back through center, lift nice and tall. Exhale, over to the right. And again, inhale, fingers touch. Exhale, over to the left. Hold on this side, gently dropping that shoulder down and away, softening through that elbow. Using your breath, a little press away on the inhale, then go a little deeper on the exhale. And again, inhale to lift. Exhale and reach. One more time. So using your next inhale now, bring the hands to meet in prayer. And as you exhale, guide the hands all the way to the navel or solar plexus. Fingers interlace here. Inhale, draw the hands towards the chin, lift nice and high. And exhale, round through your spine, chin to chest, navel to spine. Let's inhale, lift the arms. And on that exhale, bring those hands all the way behind. Interlace the fingers. Draw the hands towards the floor. Lift up and away from the buttocks. Draw the shoulders back, broaden the collarbones. Send that gaze to the ceiling with the breath in. And on the breath out, let's release the hands back to the heart. We'll take a twist to the right now. Inhale, send the hands towards the ceiling. And on the exhale, left hand finds the right thigh or knee. Right hand comes behind. Lift and lengthen as you breathe in. On the breath out, shoulder, rib cage, chest. Lastly, that head and neck turns to the back of the room. So each breath in is a lift and lengthen through the crown of the head. And each breath out, we work a little deeper into the twist. Shoulder, rib cage, chest. Lastly, that head and neck turns. One more breath. So using your next inhalation, guide head and neck back to center. Rest of the body can follow. Hands reach for tall mountain pose. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Keep the hands in prayer. Inhale, send them towards the ceiling. Exhale, find those cactus arms. Inhale, hands come back towards the ceiling to meet in prayer. And exhale, guide the hands to the heart space. Let's just take a moment here. Just take a breath. Think about how you might like to transition over to your hands and knees. Any way you get there is fine. I like to inhale, lift the arms towards the ceiling, and exhale, bring the hands out in front, shift the weight forward, uncross the ankles. We'll draw the knees under the hips, hands under shoulders. Spread the fingers nice and wide here. And as you take your next breath in, let's just take a little bit of cat and cow. Let the belly drop, chest comes forward, gaze forward, or eye gaze towards the ceiling, and then exhale, round through your spine. Chin to chest, navel to spine. Let's just take a few more. Inhale for the belly to drop, chest comes forward, eye gaze forward or towards the ceiling, and then exhale round through your spine. One more time. And exhale. So just come to that nice neutral spine. And with your next inhalation, let's take that right leg out behind. We'll flex the foot. Feel like we're imprinting the sole of our foot into the wall behind us. Let's bend that leg then. Gaze forward as you inhale, and on the exhale, draw the knee to chest, forehead to knee. And then inhale, send that leg back behind you, keeping it bent. Exhale to curl. One more time. Inhale. On the exhale, this time, knee comes to chest, and we step that foot between our hands at the front of the mat. Now, I want you to inhale. We lift the arms. And exhale, come into cactus arms, but sink a little into that front foot. So we bring the pelvis forward a little and just open up a little more through the hip flexor on that left leg. So you might here engage just a little bit of a back bend. Just see how that feels. You might send the gaze towards the ceiling here. Take a breath in. And then on the breath out, release the hands framing the front foot. We'll slide those hips back. I want us to focus a little on the hip flexor as we come forward. So come forward and come nice and low, drawing that left hip towards the floor. And then slide back. One more time, we'll inhale to come forward, nice and low. Exhale back. And let's hold here in this half splits. But let your hands walk a little further towards the front of the mat here. We want to lift the chest a little, so coming into a nice flat back. Take a breath in. Use your breath out to lower that chest somewhat over that front thigh. Maybe walk the hands out a little further. So we're getting a nice stretch through that upper back as well. One more breath. And then let's start to just shift the weight back into that right foot. And we'll send that right leg out behind. Bend the leg here. Option to shift the weight into the right hand. Take that left hand around, take hold of the top of the foot and take a little kick back of that foot into the hand. Just an option. See how you feel. Release that foot if you took that option. Left hand comes down. Right knee underneath the hips. Little side to side move here. Let's come into our puppy pose before we take the other side. Walk the hands all the way to the front of the mat. Take a breath in and sink chin and chest towards the floor as you breathe out. Maybe a little flow here. You might lift a little on the inhale. Go a little deeper on the exhale. And again, lift on the inhale, lower on the exhale. Then use your next inhale, pressing the floor away. Walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Now we're going to take a little bit of what's called a little thoracic cat and cow, I'm calling it. We're going to turn our hands so our fingers face each other towards the center of the mat. So elbows are out to the side. As you inhale, let the belly drop, the chest comes forward. On the exhale, sink chin and chest down towards the floor, kind of like we just did in our puppy pose. On the inhale, straighten through the arms, lift the chest, and then exhale, round through your spine. So inhale, belly drops, chest comes forward like our cat shape. Exhale, we sink chin and chest, elbows come out to the side. Inhale, start to press the floor away, straighten through the arm, and exhale, round into that cat shape. One more time. Inhale, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift away from the mat, straighten the arms, exhale, round into your cat shape. And then come back to that nice neutral spine, and you might just shift your hands a little, change the position a little around the mat, just to kind of feel that opening up into the wrists, just by changing the position of the hands. So change, walk them around a little. We'll come back to that a little later. And then find your way back to your tabletop, hands facing the front of the mat. And we'll inhale, take that left leg out behind, flex the foot. So initially feel like the sole of the foot is imprinting the wall behind you. And then keep that same kind of feeling, but bend the leg. So now the sole of the foot feels like it's reaching for the ceiling. Take a breath in, gaze forward, and then on the breath out, draw the knee to chest, forehead to knee. And then let's go again. Inhale to lift. Exhale to curl. One more time. Inhale. This time on the exhale, knee comes to chest. We step that foot between our hands at the front of the mat. We're going to inhale, lift the arms, and exhale. Find cactus arms here. And then let yourself sink a little forward. So we're putting a little bit more weight into that left foot, bringing the hips a little more forward to open and engage into that hip flexor. Just a little, not all the way, just a little. And then maybe you can play around with a little bit of a back bend here. Take a breath in. And then on the breath out, release the hands framing the front foot. Now we'll just start to slide those hips back. As you come forward, go nice and low with that right thigh. Yeah. And then sliding back. Inhale to come forward. Exhale back. We can take just one more. Inhale forward, nice and low with that pelvis. Exhale back, hold here. Toes drawing back towards the shin. Hands walking a little out to the front here. Feel that heel pressing firmly into the mat, and we're just gently drawing it back towards us. One more breath, one more breath. And start just to gently shift the weight back into that left leg. And we'll take that left leg all the way out behind, bend the leg here. So option is to shift the weight into the left hand and bring the right hand around. Take hold of the top of the foot and give that foot a little kick back into the hand. Let's release that now. Bring that left knee down. Little side to side move through the hips. So we're nice and warm now, hopefully, through those wrists. Let's bring the hands a hand's length out in front. Just a little movement. Come forward on your inhale, halfway lower on your exhale. Inhale, press the floor away, and exhale back to that active child's pose. Let's go again. Inhale, forward, low plank. Halfway lower on the exhale. Inhale to press the floor away and exhale back. We're coming all the way this time. Inhale, low plank. This time on the exhale, lower all the way to the floor. Let's bring that hands out in front, so elbows sit underneath the shoulders. Forearms and palms of the hands are on the floor or the mat, finding our Sphinx pose. I want you to lift your chest as you inhale, gazing forward. Try to drop the shoulders down away from the ears. Feel like your elbows and forearms are drawing back towards your lower rib cage. Take a breath in. On your breath out, turn and look over your right shoulder. And then come back through center with your inhale. Turn and look over your left shoulder as you exhale. Let's go again. Inhale through center. Exhale over the right shoulder. Inhale through center. Exhale over the left. And then come back through center with your inhale. Lower to the floor as you exhale. Slide the hands underneath the shoulders. Tuck toes, lift through that nice low plank as you breathe in. On the breath out, lift the knees off the mat, but keep the legs bent as you send the buttocks to the wall behind. So we're in a kind of bent-legged downward facing dog. Just let's press the palms of the hands firmly into the mat. So we set up the upper torso or our torso for our downward dog. And then when we feel ready, start to drop gently, one heel at a time towards the mat. So we get to pedal our feet into our down dog. Inhale as you lift onto your toes. Exhale as you let that one heel come down. Inhale onto your toes. Exhale through the other. Keep going. Let's lift onto our toes and take a twist on the exhale this time. Slide the heels to the right, bend the knees, press the floor away. And then slide the heels to the left, bend the knees and press the floor away. And then come back through center in your downward facing dog. Checking feet at hip distance, hands are shoulder width, the two-piece fingers are facing the front of the room. Draw chest back to thighs as heels melt in towards the mat. And then let's look between our hands and we might walk or step or jump our feet to the front of the mat with our next inhalation. On the exhale, let the chest rest onto the thighs. Take hold of opposite elbows and just let the body gently swing or sway from side to side. Maybe gently shaking the head, yes, no. Roll the shoulders a little in this ragdoll pose. And then let's bring the hands onto the floor and we'll take a nice slow spinal roll. Feel bone stack on bone, letting your head and neck be the last things that rise here. If you're okay, just let your eyes stay closed for a moment or two as we settle into our Tadasana. Bring awareness to the soles of your feet. See if you can evenly distribute the weight between the feet. And then think of each foot as having four corners, big toe, pinky toe, inner heel, outer heel. Evenly distribute the weight amongst those four corners. Let your awareness travel up the body. Soften the knees, but gently draw the kneecaps towards the pubic bone towards the navel. Give the shoulders a roll up, back, and as you draw them down, bring them in towards the spine. Crown of the head towards the ceiling. Palms of the hands face the front of the room. One more breath. And then let's inhale, bring the hands towards the ceiling to meet in prayer, and exhale, forward fold down onto the mat. First forward fold. Inhale, find a halfway lift, a nice flat back. Exhale, hands back to the floor. Right leg steps to the back of the mat, nice big long runner's lunge. We're going to drop down through that back knee. Inhale, lift the arms. Let the hands meet in prayer as we exhale, guide the hands to the heart space. I want you just to take a little bit of balance here. So we're going to take it, lift the elbows nice and high. Take a breath in. Twist the torso to the left as you breathe out. And then come back through center as you inhale. Twist to the right on the exhale. Let's go again. Inhale through center. Exhale to the left. Inhale through center. Exhale to the right. Come back through center with an inhale. Dip forward now on the exhale. Twist now to the left. Right elbow to the top of the left thigh. Parallel the hands as best you can to the floor. Taking this little low lunge side twist. Gaze to the floor, the wall, or the ceiling. Your choice here. One more breath. And then let's release the hands to frame the front foot. We can keep the right hand on the mat and inhale again, take the left arm up towards the ceiling. Again for a nice little open twist, but slightly different. Lots of twisting today. Draw that left shoulder back just a little more. Draw the left knee in towards the midline of the mat. Take a nice deep breath in. And then on that breath out, let the left hand come down. We'll tuck the toes on the right leg, lift the right knee. Slide the left leg to the back of the mat. Find a plank, high or low, your choice. Take a breath in. Lower to the floor. As you breathe out, hands a fraction wider than shoulders, shoulders down away from the ears. Let's find a cobra here. Inhale, peel the chest off the mat. As you exhale, soften the shoulders, hug the elbows in, squeeze those glutes together. Tops of the feet pressing into your mat. Take a deep breath in. Lower back to the floor with your breath out. Hands under shoulders, tuck your toes, lifting through your plank, high or low with an inhale. Exhale back, find your downward facing dog. We can look between the hands now, walk, step, jump our feet to the front of the mat with our next inhalation. Exhale, chest down onto the thighs. Take a nice slow spinal roll as you inhale, allowing bone to stack on bone. Hands reach for that tall mountain pose. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Let's go again. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, forward fold, tipping from the hips, bending knees as much as you need to. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Left leg this time steps to the back of the mat. Nice big long runner's lunge. Let's drop down through the back knee. Inhale, lift the arms. Hands meet in prayer. Exhale, hands to the heart space. Lift the elbows nice and high. We'll take that same little twisting motion, twisting to the right on our first breath. So take a breath in. Torso twist to the right on the exhale. Inhale back through center. Exhale to the left. Let's go again. Inhale through center. Exhale to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale to the left. Let's come back through center with that inhale. Come forward on the exhale, twist to your right. Left elbow to the top of that right thigh. Parallel the hands as best you can to the floor. Gazing to the floor, the wall, or the ceiling. Your choice here. One more breath. Then we'll let those hands come back to frame the front foot. Left hand stays on the floor. Inhale, take that right arm up towards the ceiling. Drawing that shoulder back, pressing firmly through the left palm. Take a nice deep breath in. On the breath out, let's release that right hand. Tuck the toes on the left leg. Lift the left knee and we'll slide that right leg to the back of the mat. Find a plank, high or low. Take a breath in and lower to the floor with your breath out. Let's bring the hands now to the front of the mat. Out nice and long. Let's bend the left leg. Take the left hand around. Take hold of the top of the foot. Drawing the heel in towards the buttock, either staying there or taking that little kick back. Pressing the foot firmly into the hand. Take a nice deep breath in. On the breath out, we'll lower that leg. Change sides. Left hand out in front. Bend the right leg. Take that right hander up. Take hold of the top of the foot. Maybe staying there or taking that little kick back. Maybe a little lift. See how you feel. Release that now. Release the foot. Bring the hands back underneath the shoulders. Tuck toes. Lift through your plank. High or low with an inhale. Exhale back. Find your downward facing dog. Looking between your hands, you can walk, step, jump your feet to the front of the mat with your next inhalation. Exhale, chest onto thighs, and just take that nice slow spinal roll as you inhale. Hands meet for tall mountain pose in prayer, and exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Just take a breath here. We'll take a high lunge now. So inhale, let the hands meet. Swan dive on the exhale, lead with the chest, arms out nice and wide. Flatten the back, bend the legs as much as you need to. Inhale to a flat back, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Right leg steps to the back of the mat, nice big long runner's lunge. Now, let's inhale, lift the arms. Take a little flow here, exhale, sink into your Anjaneyasana, high lunge. Press the floor away, straighten through that left leg on your inhale. And as you exhale, go a little deeper. And again, inhale. This time on the exhale, let's find cactus arms. I want you to draw this right hip a little up and under. Press into the ball of the right foot. Lift the heel up a little, slide it back, engage the hamstring. Maybe start to open a little more through the chest. So you might draw the shoulders back a little. Soften a little through the arms. Maybe gaze towards the ceiling. See how you feel. Tiny little back bend. Take a breath in. Now on the breath out, let's release the hands, framing the front foot. Now I want here just to slide the hips back, straighten into the left leg. And on your inhale, come nice and low through the hips. Draw the pelvis nice and close to the floor. And then exhale, straighten, send the hips back, straighten that left leg. Can we do that again? Inhale, drop nice and low through that front right thigh. Exhale back. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. So let's hold here in this pyramid variation. See if you can bring the chest forward a little, somewhat flatten through that back. Feeling that nice deep stretch through the back of that left leg. Right heel's reaching for the mat behind us. One more breath. And then we'll bend into that left leg. I want you to slide your right leg back a little, drop that knee, heel toe the left foot to the edge of the mat and bring your hands to the inside of that left foot. We're not coming into full lizard, but we're just giving that hip flexor on the right side another opportunity to take a nice little stretch. Option here to come onto the outer blade of that left foot, bringing that left knee and thigh out to the side. One more breath, one more breath. And then let's just slowly bring the sole of that left foot back onto the mat. So we'll tuck the toes on the right leg, lift that right knee, and just slide that left leg to the back of the mat. Find your plank, high or low, your choice. Take a breath in. Lower all the way to the floor as we breathe out. I'd like you to take your right arm out to the side now. Bend to the left leg and roll over onto that right side, letting that left foot touch down behind us. So opening a little into the hips and feeling that nice stretch through the front of that right shoulder. Left hand can stay where it is or come to the hip, or maybe to the small of your back. Or maybe you take hold of the top of that foot and take that little kick back. You can hold the heel in towards the buttock, or you can press it back into the hand. And notice as you press it back into the hand, if you're taking that option, you open up a little more through the front of the chest and into that shoulder. One more. Let's pop that foot back onto the floor or the mat if we did take that option, and bring the left hand back underneath the shoulder. Roll that left hip back down. Straighten the legs. Slide the right hand underneath the shoulder. Tuck toes, lift through your plank, high or low with an inhale. Exhale back to your downward facing dog. And then looking between your hands, we can walk or step or jump our feet to the front of the mat with our next inhalation. Exhale, chest onto thighs, bend the knees, flatten the back, arms out wide. Inhale, reversing the swan dive, hands meet in prayer, and exhale, hands to the heart. I'm just changing the way I'm facing, so my back isn't to you when we take this next little flow. Let's inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, swan dive down onto the mat. Inhale, find your halfway lift, your Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold. Left leg steps to the back of the mat, nice big long runner's lunge. We'll keep that knee lifted. Inhale, lift the arms. Let's exhale. Come into Anjali-asana, but inhale, straighten that front leg. Exhale, sink down. And again. Breathing in to straighten through the front leg. This time on the breath out, let's come a little deeper and find those cactus arms. So we're going to draw that left hip a little up and under. Press into the ball of the left foot. Lift the heel, slide it back. Engage the hamstring and that left hip flexor. And then maybe open a little through the chest here. Soften the shoulders. Soften the elbows. Let these arms become a little soft and flowy. And maybe opening up a little more through the chest. Just see how that feels for you. Take a nice deep breath in. On the breath out, release the hands back to frame the front foot. Now here's where we just straighten through that front leg. And then we come nice and low with that left thigh on the inhale. Exhale, straighten the front leg. Let's go again. Inhale. And exhale. One more time. Exhale, holding here. Just for a breath or two, bringing that chest forward. Left heel's reaching for the mat behind us. And then let's start to bend into that right leg. I want you to slide the left leg back just a little. Drop the knee. Bring your hands to the inside of that right foot. Heel toe that right foot to the edge of the mat. So we're nice and low through the front of that left thigh. So just a little lizard variation. Staying here or letting your weight come onto the outer blade of that right foot and letting that right thigh come out to the side. The knee as well. One more breath. And then start just to bring the weight back onto the sole of that right foot. Tuck the toes of the left foot, lift the left knee. We'll slide the right leg behind, finding a plank, high or low. Take a breath in, lower to the floor. As you breathe out, left arm comes out to the side, we bend to the right leg. Roll onto that left side now, letting that foot touch down behind us. Feeling that nice stretch through the front of the left delt and shoulder. Right hand can stay here or come to the hip or the small of your back. And then there's that option to take hold of the top of the foot, and you might just hold the heel in towards the buttock or take a little kick back. Notice as you kick back, you open up a little more through the chest. You stretch the front of that right shoulder as well. One more breath. And then release that right foot back onto the floor. Bring the right hand down onto the mat and we'll just start to close that right hip back down. Straighten the leg. Let's slide the left hand underneath the shoulder. Lift through your plank, high or low as you inhale. Exhale back, find your downward facing dog. Let's hold here in down dog. Just take a little pedal through the feet. And we'll take a pigeon before we finish today. So come back to stillness. I want you to inhale, take that left leg up towards the ceiling, bend the knee, then yawn that hip open to the side. Like you're stacking one hip on top of the other. Try to evenly distribute the weight between both of the hands. Maybe drawing that left heel a little towards the right buttock. And then use your next inhale, draw the hips back through center. On the exhale, draw the knee towards the chest, shifting the weight forward, sliding that knee down behind the left wrist crease. We slide the right leg back. Take a nice deep breath in, lifting through the torso here. On the breath out, just come to your forearms to start with. Just notice how you're feeling through this left hip and glute. And then use your breath to, if it's available, slowly and gently lower your chest back down onto the mat. Bringing awareness to the left hip, the glute, the hip flexor. Perhaps you're feeling this through the front of the thigh. And with eyes closed down, start to use the breath with intention to create space in the areas of tightness as you inhale, and then inviting that softness as you exhale. So you might find that as you open up with the breath through the hips, through the quads, through the hip flexors, that your whole torso softens and drops a little closer to the mat. One more breath. And then let's use our next breath in to gently press the floor away and start to walk the hands back towards that knee. We can tuck the toes on that right leg, lift the right knee, slide the left leg back. So we're back in downward facing dog. Take a little pedal through the feet. Coming to stillness through our downward facing dog. And then let's use our next inhale. Take the right leg up towards the ceiling, bend the knee, and start to yawn that hip open to the side. So we're stacking one hip on top of the other, feeling like this right heel is drawing towards the left buttock. And then let's inhale. Draw the hips back through center, and as we exhale, draw the knee in towards the chest, sliding it down behind that right wrist crease, sliding the left leg back here. Untucking the toes. Take a breath in, lifting through the chest. And then slowly on the breath out, we come back down, stopping on our forearms in these kind of sphinx arms. Just to feel into the right side of the hip. Notice if it feels a little different. Is there more tightness on this side of the body? And it's just an observation. And then we work with the breath to go that little bit deeper into our pigeon. Taking now with intention awareness to the right side, using the breath to create space, expansion in this right side of the body on the inhale and softness on the exhale. Maybe you find your torso drops a little closer to the floor with each breath. Now, using now your next breath in to gently press the floor away, and we'll walk our hands back towards the knee. Shifting the weight now onto that right buttock and drawing that left leg. I'm just going to change the direction. Drawing that left knee in towards the chest and crossing it over the right. And you might find your left buttock is lifted a little. Maybe just make some adjustments here. Maybe you slide the foot out a little or slide that left glute behind a little bit towards the back. We're going to take that left hand behind us, inhale the right arm up and exhale the elbow or the hand to the side of that knee. Lift and lengthen with your breath in and then twist and turn with the breath out. Shoulder, rib cage, chest. Lastly, that head and neck turns to the back of the room. So each breath in is a lift and lengthen. Each breath out is where we twist that little bit deeper. One more breath. And then use your next inhalation to guide your head and neck back through center. The rest of the body can follow. And we'll just gently shift the weight back here. And I'd like you just to bring that right foot out in front. Keep the left ankle crossed over the right knee. And then find a little figure four kind of pigeon shape. Walk the hands maybe closer to the buttocks. Bring the buttocks a little closer to the heel. And just take a moment here to draw that left knee out to the side somewhat. One more breath. And then we can walk those hands back, slide the buttocks back. Straighten that left leg just for now, and then right leg, sorry, just for now, and let the left leg come in. So now we are going to draw the right knee in and cross that leg over and take that twist to the other side. So if the right glute or butt has lifted off the floor, maybe you slide it back a little, just make some adjustments. Right hand comes behind, inhale the left arm up, exhale elbow or hand to the knee. Lifting and lengthening as you inhale. On the exhale, we twist and turn that little bit. Shoulder, rib cage, chest. Lastly, the head and neck turn. So remember, each breath in is an opportunity to lift and lengthen through the crown of the head. Each breath out is where we work with the breath to deepen the twist. Shoulder, rib cage, chest. Lastly, the head and neck. So use your next inhale now. Guide that head and neck back to center. The rest of the body can follow. We're just going to bring our hands behind. Draw the left knee in towards the chest, so placing the foot on the mat. And then maybe sliding the buttocks a little in towards the heel and walking the hands in. So in a seated kind of figure four, pigeon kind of pose. So a few opportunities here to stretch through the glute. If we didn't get a good stretch from conventional pigeon, we get a little twist and then we get this little figure four happening as well. Let's start to slide the hands back, slide the buttock away from the heel. And we can straighten the left leg and then bring the right leg out in front and give the legs a little shake. Now we're going to head down onto our backs. So if you want to grab some warm things now, just maybe not everything, but if you want to I'm putting my long sleeve shirt back on before we head down. We're not going straight into Shavasana, but we're heading that way. So coming a little to the front of your mat, legs are bent, inhale, lift the arms, and exhale, we roll down onto our backs. Draw the knees into the chest. Just firstly give them a nice gentle squeeze, a little rock from side to side. Hands onto the knees then. Take that opportunity to circle the knees to massage into those glutes and into the lower back a little. And then pause with those knees in towards the chest. Let the feet touch down here. We're going to bring our arms out to the side. Heel toe the feet to the very edges of the mat and just start to gently windscreen wiper the knees from side to side. Just going to take a nice gentle supine twist today. You might turn your head in the opposite direction. Now the next time you brought your knees to the right, hold there. Let your right heel or ankle sit on top of that left thigh. Your head might be turned to the left here. Just a nice opportunity to massage through those spongy discs that sit between each and every one of the vertebrae. Let's slide that foot off that left knee. Draw the knees through center with an inhale and over to the left with an exhale, holding here. Left heel or ankle sits on top of that right thigh. Maybe you turn your head to the right here. Slide that foot off the knee and let your knees just gently windscreen wiper from one side to the other. Just make it nice and flowy, easy. Coming back through center when you're ready, drawing the knees into the chest, wrapping the arms around the shins. Lift your head and shoulders off the floor. Just curl into that little seed pod, that little cosmic egg shape. Take a nice deep breath in. On the breath out, lower the head and shoulders first. Then let the feet touch down below the buttocks and extend one foot at a time to the bottom of the mat. Feet can just open out to the side. Grab anything else you would like to stay nice and warm here. If you have pillows or blankets or socks or slippers or anything you would like to put onto your body before we come to a nice still position in our Shavasana. And when you're ready, just letting feet open out to the side and letting yourself really soften into your mat, knowing that all of the work has now been done. There's nothing left for us to do. We get now to be on our mats, letting all of the lovely gifts, all of the lovely goodness that our practice has to offer, letting them fully be accepted, physically, mentally, emotionally. Whatever resonates with you here. So let your toes, feet and ankles soften, your shins, calves, the knees, the backs of knees, the thighs and backs of thighs, hips, pelvis, glutes, lower back, abdomen, the belly, the stomach, the middle back into the upper back and shoulder blades. Feel the chest open up a little more as you drop a little deeper into the mat. Upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, hands and fingers. You're letting yourself drop a little deeper into the mat, allowing gravity to draw you down and not fighting it, just surrendering. The face is soft, the jaws relax, tongue's just sitting on the bottom of the mouth. And as your thoughts rise, and they will, we can't stop ourselves from thinking. Instead of fighting those thoughts coming in, Welcome them in with joy and love. Come in, come in, come in. And watch them as they, if you're not attached to them, you're not giving them any of your energy, just letting them in. Their importance kind of dissolves. And you can just be on your mat in this space. You can start now to let your breath begin to slowly deepen, bringing your awareness back to your space on the mat and your position in your room. And letting that awareness just very slowly expand from that point to the four corners of the mat that you are on, to the four corners of the space that you are in. And letting that awareness continue to expand to the world again outside around you, noticing little sounds that drop in and out. And then letting the sound of the bells guide you back to your physical body once again on the mat inside this space. Start to invite some little flickers of movement and energy into your fingers and your toes. You might rotate your wrists and your ankles. Gently move your head from side to side. When you're ready, you could extend your arms overhead so fingers are reaching for the wall behind, toes to the wall in front. Give them a little wiggle. Take a nice deep breath in. Let your body become as long as it possibly can. Feeling yourself re-emerging, re-entering into your Monday afternoon. And then when you're ready, bend your knees and begin to make your way over to your favorite side, resting your head in your upper arm and your forearm. Taking as much time as you need here to regroup, to regather, to bring everything you've received from your practice today fully back so that you can integrate and embody all of those lovely gifts as you continue with the rest of your Monday. There's no hurry here, but as you feel ready, you can start to make your way back up to what is for you a comfortable seated position. With eyes closed down, bring hands into prayer thumbs. Rest gently in on your sternum. Soften the shoulders. Crown of the head reaches nice and tall towards the ceiling. Just take a moment to drop into your heart space. Notice how you're feeling at the end of your practice. And just allow yourself to pop into that space. The first thing that comes into your mind that you are grateful for in this moment. And maybe it's being on holidays. Maybe it's a lovely cup of coffee you enjoyed this morning. Maybe it's a conversation you had with a friend. Maybe it's yoga. Maybe it's the beautiful sunshine outside. I don't know. Anything at all. Pop it into your heart. Feel that gratitude. Grow that feeling of gratitude and appreciation for that little piece that you popped in there. And then I want you to imagine it expanding, expanding, and growing, and then exploding. But when it explodes, there's these beautiful colors that come out. It's like this beautiful gratitude bomb, and we let that lovely energy from that explosion spread. See it spreading throughout your body to the tips of your toes, to the top of your head, feeling awash with this lovely feelings of gratitude, appreciation, whatever else that brings, joy and bliss and love, and maybe a release or a relief or ecstasy or whatever it is, letting it spread throughout your body. Thank you so much for joining me for our Wednesday lunchtime Zoom yoga, or Monday lunchtime Zoom yoga class. Not compulsory, but if you'd like to join me, together we can close the class with chanting 1 Om and 3 Shanti. So you could unmute yourself if you feel to, but not necessary. If you don't, that's fine. We'll take a nice deep breath in. Take another inhale. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day or evening or whenever you're watching this. Namaste.